Donald Trump is spiraling into an unhinged late-night panic attack as the escalating conflict with Iran completely derails his presidency. It's tearing his legacy apart, and quite frankly, it's dragging the United States down with him. Donald Trump is spiraling into an unhinged late-night panic attack as the escalating conflict with Iran completely derails his presidency. It's tearing his legacy apart, and quite frankly, it's dragging the United States down with him. Trump's removal from office is urgently needed, and he feels the walls closing in as the public's disgust for him reaches a boiling point. Just look at his social media post from 12:33 a.m. this morning, March 13, 2026. He went on a rant claiming, "We are entirely obliterating the Iranian terror regime, militarily, economically, and otherwise." He whined that anyone reading the failing New York Times would falsely believe America is losing. He declared Iran's navy completely destroyed, their air force eliminated, their drones dismantled, and their leaders wiped out. He bragged about having infinite firepower and told the world to watch what happens to these deranged scumbags. Then he adds that they have killed innocent people for 47 years, and now he, as the 47th president, is killing them, and calls it a great honor. A great honor to kill. So when I say he is suffering a massive psychotic break, don't tell me I'm exaggerating. I'm literally just describing his live behavior, which is entirely deranged and disconnected from reality. This outburst comes right after Trump called into state-run television, what they call Fox News, speaking to Brian Kilmeade. During that interview, Trump recklessly commanded commercial freighters and fuel ships to just sail right through the Strait of Hormuz. He told them, "Show some bravery. Don't let me down. Just do it. There's nothing to fear." Nothing to fear? Are you kidding me? What about the fact that numerous vessels have already been struck in that exact strait? Robert Pape recently pointed out that Iran has attacked 16 ships in the Strait of Hormuz already. That is literally all it takes for Iran to seize control of 20% of the global oil supply and emerge as an oil hegemon. The exact nightmare scenario the U.S. has actively tried to prevent since the 1970s. Iran isn't getting weaker. Their power is growing. Now we're watching former Arab allies of the United States demanding security pacts. But they aren't asking America for protection anymore, Donald. They are turning to Iran. Mr. 12:33 a.m. Meltdown has successfully transformed Iran into a regional powerhouse while entirely exposing America's strategic weakness and worthless security promises. Think about all those pay-to-play schemes where foreign nations funneled cash into your private businesses. They expect a return on their investment, not pathetic, cowardly, late-night social media rants. You aren't protecting anyone, Donald. Despite commanding the globe's strongest military, your inherent weakness makes you incapable of leading it. You are mentally and physically fragile, a lifelong loser. That is why you spend your nights posting bizarre pictures online. Last night, he posted these strange photos of his parents, both of whom reportedly suffered from dementia, a condition many believe Donald is currently battling. But the weirdest post during an active war was a picture of himself at his childhood military academy with his parents, fully dressed up in a military-style uniform. You never served a day in your life. How dare you steal the valor of actual veterans? Sure, wear your high school uniform, but let's not forget you actively dodged the Vietnam draft 5 separate times using fake bone spurs. You ran away when your country called. And now, as you carelessly throw American troops into a deadly conflict with heavy casualties and secret medevacs the regime tries to hide, you sit safely at home. You post pictures playing soldier while bragging at midnight about how much you love killing people. That rhetoric just hands the Iranian regime free propaganda, making it incredibly easy for them to unite their citizens against the U.S. You have completely destroyed any goodwill from Iranians who might have backed America a few months ago. And speaking of terrible moves, look at his post from yesterday threatening the Iranian national soccer team at the World Cup. He posted that he doesn't think it's appropriate for them to be in the U.S. for their own life and safety. What a brilliant strategy, Donald, openly threatening athletes. Sports are meant to unite the world, yet the supposed leader of the free world is making mobster threats against soccer players. It just proves how incredibly weak you are. And naturally, it backfired, rallying the Iranian public around their flag. Why on earth would they ever want you or Netanyahu dictating their future? Are you completely out of your mind? Then, in a total reversal last night, he posts that America is thrilled to host the FIFA World Cup, ticket sales are booming, and all players will be treated like stars. What? Which is it? You're going to ruin the World Cup just like you ruined everything else. Let's not forget you literally awarded yourself a fake FIFA Peace Prize right before plunging the globe into what is essentially World War III. Whether we call it a world war or not, Russia and China are currently backing Iran. Yet you have your diplomats down in Miami meeting with Russian officials. Right after those talks, your Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, announced the removal of sanctions on Russia. You love throwing tariffs at our allies, but you're stripping away the penalties on Putin. The U.S. Treasury just issued licenses letting countries buy Russian oil and petroleum products. So Trump gave India the green light to buy Russian crude, allowing Moscow to rake in hundreds of millions daily, all while Russia actively helps Iran target Americans, the French, the Ukrainians, and our regional assets. Russia is publicly admitting to this. That just highlights Trump's pathetic weakness. It brings to mind President Zelensky's visit to the Oval Office back in February 2025. Zelensky looked Trump in the eye and predicted exactly what would unfold by March 2026. Trump shouted at him, telling him not to dictate how America will feel. Zelensky calmly told Trump he was putting himself in a terrible position, and he was absolutely right from day one. Trump holds none of the cards right now. Now we have massive breaking news. According to CNN, the Pentagon severely underestimated Iran's readiness to blockade the Strait of Hormuz following U.S. and Israeli strikes. Iran is currently carefully laying down mines piece by piece. They are letting Chinese and Iranian oil ships pass, but blocking everyone else. The U.S. naively assumed Iran wouldn't dare close the strait because it would hurt their own economy. Wrong. It is actually playing right into their hands. On top of that, the Financial Times is reporting that the U.S. has burned through years' worth of essential munitions in this conflict. Military commanders are sounding the alarm over our depleting stock of defense interceptors and Tomahawk missiles. We are literally running out of Tomahawks. Yet the U.S. didn't hesitate to use one of those expensive missiles to obliterate a little girl's elementary school in Iran, killing 150 innocent kids. These same politicians who hung out with predators like Jeffrey Epstein made their first major strike a school for young girls. A simple internet search would have confirmed it was a school, but the Trump regime leveled it anyway. Now, just as our admirals and generals warned, we are dangerously low on ammo. But you know who isn't running out? Iran. Their stockpile of ballistic missiles and Shahed drones is completely fine. Yes, America and Israel are hitting them hard, but Iran has been prepping for this exact scenario for years. Their drones cost a mere $20,000 to manufacture. Meanwhile, we're firing off Tomahawks that cost tens of millions, launched from billions of dollars worth of radar equipment. Look at what has happened over the last 48 hours. If Donald won't read the New York Times, maybe he should check his own state-run propaganda network, Fox News. Last night, they reported massive Iranian escalations across the Middle East, with a container ship being struck right near Dubai. Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, and the UAE are all reporting fresh attacks as tensions explode during this ironically named Operation Epic Fury. That strike near Dubai is devastating. Local authorities are actively arresting anyone caught filming the destruction. Dubai's economy is basically finished. You can kiss the UAE goodbye. Who is going to vacation there now? No one is going to invest or live there. It's a war zone. Doha, Qatar, gone. All these Gulf nations spent decades trying to build up foreign capital, and it's all vanishing overnight. Without security guarantees from Iran, nobody is safe, and Westerners certainly aren't visiting. Trump has single-handedly annihilated the long-term economies of these countries. And honestly, they kind of brought it on themselves. They undermined the Biden administration, kissed up to Donald Trump, and refused to stand their ground. Trump used them, played them, and tossed them aside, just like he did to his casino contractors and investors during his endless bankruptcies. We're also seeing footage of the Zayret region in Israel taking heavy hits from Iranian ballistics. Furthermore, the truth is finally leaking out about that KC-135 Stratotanker. These are massive aerial refueling planes. The Islamic resistance in Iraq claimed they shot it down, yet the Trump regime desperately tried to spin it, claiming the plane just fell. They insisted it wasn't friendly fire or an enemy attack, it just magically fell out of the sky. We are getting zero transparency from this administration because they lie about literally everything. We also recently discovered that a French service member was killed in Erbil, Iraq, following an Iranian drone strike on their base. And how is Donald Trump reacting to all this death and destruction? He's using it to fundraise. I have his latest campaign email right here. He claims he's making a special public announcement to open up exclusive spots for a national security briefing membership. He is telling his base that these spots are reserved for his top supporters, promising them unfiltered private intelligence on foreign threats, border invasions, and deep state sabotage that the fake news won't cover. He's literally fundraising off an active war zone. To make it even more disgusting, the email uses a photo of himself from the dignified transfer of fallen soldiers at Dover Air Force Base, an event he shamelessly disrespected by wearing a MAGA campaign hat. Look at him in that hat. He is promising civilians top-secret military briefings if they just hand him $1,000 or $3,000. If selling national security secrets for campaign cash isn't treasonous, traitorous wire fraud, then I honestly don't know what is. It is beyond corrupt. And to top it all off, the Trump regime is now posting heavily edited videos mixing war footage with Nintendo Wii golf graphics, bragging about a hole-in-one and being undefeated. This is happening while Iran's new supreme leader publicly vows to keep the Strait of Hormuz locked down and promises to open new, unexpected battlefronts. We already see their cyber attacks ramping up, and intelligence points to the Red Sea as their next major target.